What's up, Kansas? What's up, Kansas City? What's up, world? What's up, solar system? It's the listening party. I'm Howie Howard, here with Royce Diamonds.
What up, what up?
And Nate Holt, Australia's Music.
What's going on?
And we are talking about Dark Satellite's new album, May You Live in Interesting Times. I am very biased when it comes to this record. So Dark Satellites is Drew Rudebush from the Eudora area. He's a longtime friend of mine. Dark Satellites is his recording project. So most of what you hear in a Dark Satellites album, and this is the third Dark Satellites album, most of what you hear is Drew. Drums, bass, guitars, vocals, synths. I've played on Dark Satellites recordings occasionally, as has Cole Wheeler, our live bassist, and Matt Pluff, our drummer from Mars Lights. So it's Drew's recording project. The live band is Drew, me on drums, Cole on bass. But this record is all Drew. He recorded it, he performed it, he mixed it, I mastered it, and it came out last Friday. That is the 2-minute version of Dark Satellites.
Okay.
Confusing?
No, not at all.
I don't think so.
You guys grow up together, or? Not
really. So we're both from Nebraska. I'm from a town called Crete. Drew's from a town called Aurora, about an hour away. I was a huge fan of his band in college. He went to UNL. His band, I will put the link to his band's old stuff in the show notes. His old band, his college band's called Rent Money Big. Fantastic band. A bunch of their stuff is online for free these days. And it's so good. I still love that band. So I was a fan of his, basically. We didn't know each other. And independently, after college and everything, we both moved to Kansas City. I was in a band. That band broke up. I was looking for someone to play some kind of rock and roll. At the time, I thought it was going to be like White Stripes, sort of blues based. And this is like mid 2000s, late 2000s. And a mutual friend put us in touch. So I didn't know that Drew lived in Kansas City. I'd never talked to him before, but our mutual friend Corey put us in touch with each other. We got together with the drummer from my old band, and that became Mars Lights. So we've been in that band together for, I don't know, 12 or 14 years or something like that.
Wow.
And in like 2011, Drew decided he wanted to learn drums and start recording. And so as his learning process, he made a record. And that's the first Dark Satellites record, is a solo. I'm going to teach myself drums. I'm going to teach myself recording. And that's how the first Dark Satellites record came together.
That's what's up. What were you guys doing before for recording?
I was doing it.
Okay.
So I had a Royce. Well, you both will appreciate this. Maybe some listeners will. I had a Pro Tools LE system.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a Digi 01 interface.
Yeah. I've still got my Digi 001.
2002 to like 2017.
Wow.
I had an inbox, man. I had an inbox in like 2007. I had that for a long time.
Yeah. So that was the rig.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I did hundreds of songs on a Digi 001. Like everything from 2000 to like 2012 I recorded or mixed was on a Digi 001.
So we're like Digi 01 brothers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So the music's going to start in a second here. We are going to listen to a big chunk of the first song. I know I'm involved, but I can't say enough good things about this record. I love this record so much, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear it and to talk about it. And here we go. Lie still while the planet shakes. First impressions, I saw your eyebrows pop when the bass came in.
So what instruments are in this song?
Well, it's bass, obviously, guitar, and Prophet synth, I think, is the main synth.
Okay. And what's his musical
live drums too?
Live drums.
And you did all of the effects on the vocals?
All the mixing, all the effects, that's all Drew.
Oh, okay.
He's gotten really good at vocal production for his own style of music, and it's a lot of full tone tube tape echo. He's a long time full tone tube tape echo user, and then there's some Korg stage echo, an old an old tape echo. I think it's a tape echo from the 70s. Kind of a what's the Roland Space Echo?
The Space Echo.
It's kind of chord version of that.
I need to. I wonder if he's going to put the lyrics up on the release.
There's lyrics for the first 2 songs at least. This one and the previous one on SoundCloud.
Okay, cool.
I'm not sure if they're on Bandcamp or not. Let me go check quick while we listen to this a little bit.
Yeah, this might sound bad, but the lyrics usually are an afterthought for me sometimes as I'm listening to the music.
Yeah, there's lyrics on.
Cool. They sound really cool. Cool. They sound really good. I like the way that he does record them.
The lyrics on this record are, I mean, I love Drew's lyrics, but the lyrics on this record are really incredible. I mean, Nate, where you and I with our record, to me at least, it was kind of some escapism from 2020, and I really enjoyed getting the synths out and forgetting about stuff for a minute.
Yeah, right.
This record just dives straight into the mess that we're in right now on every level.
That vocal hook I had that when I listened to it the first time, like last week. Like that's just in my head. That's really good.
It's really catchy, I think, for how dark and weird it is. The first one gets stuck in my head all the time. I'll be in the shower just singing those dark lyrics to myself. Royce, you're hearing this for the first time. Jump in whenever you've got a thought.
Well, on this one, I was thinking like it's a good use of space. And who played the bass? He played the bass on this one?
Played everything, yep.
It sounds good. It's recorded well. I like it. It reminds me a lot of like it feels like the 80s to me. You know what I mean?
You know, I hadn't thought about that. This one gives me strong krautrock, like 70s vibes. But when you said that, I could almost hear like Duran Duran in the bass a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bass. I think it has kind of a Secret Machines vibe a little bit.
Totally.
Which is awesome.
Do you like the new one, Nate? The new Secret Machines?
Yes, I do.
So what's his musical background? I mean, I know he was in bands, but where did he get his training, or he just pick up instruments and play?
No training. Punk rock, local music, local bands, being weird, being loud, listening to the Stooges.
You play drums and guitar?
Drew?
You.
Yeah, I play drums and guitar.
What'd you do on this song?
Nothing. Everything you hear is Drew, except for the master.
It's all Drew.
Really?
Yeah. Every single sound, every note. And this this started in March, like when lockdown started. Like there's a Dark Satellites record. What was going to be the third Dark Satellites record is mostly done. And I play on it and Cole plays on it, and I mean it's still mostly Drew. But we do a couple songs each and stuff. And when lockdown came in like mid-March, Drew disappeared from the internet. Like we didn't email, several weeks went by, I barely heard from him. And maybe 6 or 8 weeks into lockdown, so like late April or early May, he reached out and he was like, hey, I wrote and recorded a record, it's almost done. So he did the bulk of this in a few weeks when the lockdown started.
It's
and
like
then,
a local
the
Prince.
mixes have been tweaked and stuff, and the vocals edited. And
yeah, I want to know how we recorded some of this, like, because they are just, a lot of our long jams, and I guess it just happens, but it'd be interesting to know if he had specific stuff in mind or if he was just letting it go and ending it however it ended.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish we could have got him on to answer stuff like that, because I don't really know. I think...
I like the way this outro is happening right now.
Just a big old drone.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is very different from earlier, like the rest of the first two Dark Satellites records. It's basically like 4-minute rock songs, kind of Dinosaur Jr., loud and catchy. So this is a real departure, and bringing in some of that night mode experience with the synthesizers and being willing to hold a drone for 2 minutes and all that stuff. I think some of this stuff started with bass jams and just kind of messing around on bass. I don't know. I don't think it was all like super planned out and like demoed and the drums first and then adding. I think it was a little bit more chaotic than that.
Mm-hmm.
What's he recording with?
Digio 2.
Oh, no, 2.
The plan is, the eternal plan is to upgrade to an Antelope.
Oh, wow.
But it keeps, you keep making music and you're in the middle of projects, where do you draw the line? And
yeah.
So the Antelope
it's always a shit show.
The Antelope is coming, but the timeline, you keep making records, right? So it keeps pushing the timeline back.
This sounds like a more grungy, like Mercury program. Do you know?
Oh, totally.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I remember. I was working at my college radio station when one of the Mercury program records came out.
Yeah. Those guys are great. But this sounds like a just sludgier interpretation.
I love how melodic the bass is.
Yeah, it really is. It sways quite a bit, doesn't it?
It sounds like he's got it like panned left or something.
Yeah, it could be. He's real good at panning and very adventurous. He'll totally pan the bass off to one side. He does a lot of automation and moving stuff around. Rhodes. Obviously, I love a Rhodes. I love a real Rhodes. I mean, I've got some plugins and stuff, but nothing sounds like a real Rhodes.
Not quite. You can get pretty close.
What's your favorite?
You know, the Arturia plugins do a pretty good job. Contact has some good instruments too, but usually I'm going with the Arturia, and they've got enough, things that you can tweak that you get something that sounds really good.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you have a real Rhodes, it's probably the better way to go.
Is that a guitar in the left?
It's in my right. I might be backwards, but there's a tremolo picking guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bass moved over to the left, or to the right side, it sounds like.
The contrast. I mean, this jam is so patient and just meandering along, where Radiate, the previous song, is very, pressing forward and pushing all the time.
Did a good job though, creating tension and releasing it and building it back up.
Yeah, this one's a roller coaster. It's a long roller coaster, but there's multiple ups and downs.
Yeah, you can hear that bass to the right now, Nate.
Mm-hmm. Just messing around. Do you even know what he's using there? Like what pedals or effects?
Give it a minute. bass tracks, there's a fuzz pedal from Baltimore Sonic Research Institute, which is a pretty new pedal company. It's just one guy in Baltimore. I can't remember what model Drew has, but one of those fuzzes is on a lot, if not all of these songs.
What? Come on.
Like that.
That's impressive.
That sound.
That's impressive.
I don't think Drew would choose this as a reference point, but to me that ending feels a little bit like a gospel like breakdown when the gospel song like goes to double time.
Yeah, but what is interesting and amazing about it is, you know, he's doing drums and bass, so he's hitting that stuff in completely separate takes.
Yeah.
You know.
So this is just a little interlude, a little palette cleanser. I think it's all the chord stage echo. And we'll be headed into the last tune, which is pretty long, but it's a short album overall, 35 minutes or so.
Wow, that went by fast.
Sometimes it's fun just to listen to noise.
There's on one of the old Mars Lights EPs, I can't remember which one, there's a bonus track if you download the Bandcamp, like if you get it on Bandcamp and download it, there's a hidden bonus track that's like a 2-minute solo, and it's just Drew playing with the full tone tube tape echo. But he plays it like an instrument, and I happened to capture it at practice once, and we turned it into a bonus track.
That's pretty cool.
the harmonies are what make this section for me, and it's so incredible. I mean, Drew didn't really sing or write lyrics until he was 30 or so, so he comes to vocals relatively late in life.
Yeah.
For a musician, and to write and sing and write the harmonies like that. I mean, I'm in the band in a way with the live band, but I'm also the biggest fan of the band, and I feel like I can be both because I had no part in composing or recording this at all. When I heard this, it was essentially done. The drum sounds here, big but very natural feeling.
Those guitars, man, that's a huge wall of sound.
I don't think it was the intention at all, but this record, it really hits me like a modern day Animals or Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd with the structure.
Dude, I was about to say in this part, that phasey pad is totally Floyd. It reminds me of Floyd completely.
Yeah. And the lyrics kind of remind me of it too. It's
I
pretty
just saw
dark, but it's
all the lyrics are up there on Bandcamp.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark, but it's it's human, it's real, it's vulnerable, it's not. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but there's a darkness that's just like depressing or just kind of
It's appropriate.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
It's definitely appropriate.
Where is this set up at? At his house?
Yep, in the garage, which is also our practice space. So a single stall garage. We do like to. So the garage is a 3 stalls, 2 and 1, and we do like the trick of putting some mics in the other side where the cars go, and leaving the door open and getting some distant sound. Some live, very distant reverberation for the live drums from that side of the garage. I don't know if he used that trick on any of these tracks or not, but that is something we like to do. you've had the record for a few days at least, like what's it like for you listening to it, a couple times?
Like I said, I need to go and really pay attention to the lyrics as I'm listening to the music, but it's cool. Like, I'm trying to find like the right way to describe it, but it's
I mean, it feels very
there
like
aren't a lot of lyrics, but it makes sense, and the music kind of fills everything else out. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, there's relatively few lyrics even for a record kind of in this genre or whatever, but to me, it doesn't, I wouldn't want more, right? Like, it feels like the right amount.
yeah, it feels seasoned, where nothing's overdone.
You can listen to it, a few times through, and it does a good job pushing things along.
I can see it in like a 1980s Michael J. Fox movie. You know what I mean? Like, I could totally hear it as the soundtrack for something like that. Maybe a little more serious than Michael J. Fox, but. Maybe like the Kansas City Stranger Things. It
There you
totally
go.
feels like that to me.
Yeah, that's the right vibe. Oh man, I was checking the release date for season 4 the other day. I didn't realize how far away it was. I was all looking forward. I thought it was kind of November maybe or December. I was gonna take a day off, but it's
When is it?
Well, I mean they're still working on it, so there isn't a date, but certainly not until 2021 at least. Maybe summer
That makes
or something.
sense.
So it's a ways off.
Because their production is so big, they have huge teams.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So they probably have to try to figure out how to do all that stuff too. No, man, that was good. That was really, really good. I was very impressed. That was some great musicality and the backstory. Just knowing that it's one person doing all that. He's got way more energy than I do. I'll tell you that right now.
It was a huge burst of. I was so surprised and excited when I heard that's what he'd been doing. Because I figured, he's got a couple little kids and stuff, and I just figured they were getting by, and being safe. And I had no idea he was working on an album. And so I was so excited to basically find out that one of my very favorite artists made a surprise quarantine record in like 6 weeks.
That's impressive, man. That's very, very impressive.
Like the way he used all the synths. It's really cool.
And that was a very interesting mesh because like the synths still felt like they fit. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like, oh my God, listen to all of these electronic synths coming through this rock record. It's like everything fit right.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a very new. I'm pretty sure there's 0 synths on the first record, which is called 2012 Are Here. And there's a little bit on the second one, but not much at all. They're both the previous ones are very guitar driven. So not even bass. Like even the bass and the way the bass is a lead voice and a melodic voice in a lot of ways, that's pretty new here too.
That's incredible that he can just pick up all those instruments and do that. To me, I mean, I can't do it. I'm sure you guys are probably like, oh yeah, just grab a
No,
guitar.
no,
But
I'm with you, man.
It's still guitar driven, but there's a lot of good use of synthesizers and kind of like
yeah, that last track, man, those guitars felt like they were like 10 feet tall, man. I mean, I was really impressed by that. I might have to like holler at him about how he did that. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like that was a really good trick. I mean, they really do feel 10 feet tall. You know what I mean?
we'll have to. I'll see if I can get him to at least write something about kind of what he used in general, or maybe we can get him on. I'm sure we can maybe get him on to talk about something else. Um, he's a he's a
Musician.
musician. I mean, and I couldn't. I asked him to come on and talk about this record, and I don't know. He's just funny about that. He's a musician about that, and
I get it. I respect it. I'm the same way. If you ask me to talk about lyrics, I'd be like, ah, man, why are you doing this to me? You're killing me. So I get that. I get that. But no, man, that was a great job. That was a really good job. And with a 002,
yeah.
man, I can't imagine the constraints he created that under,
Oh man, that's probably the one thing we could get him on to talk about is all the, the crashes, and there's this whole backup procedure that has to happen, and even with the backup procedure, occasionally Pro Tools will eat a file and it's just
Oh,
irrecoverable,
man.
and I mean, we keep swearing off, like, we're not starting any more projects on this system. And
You know what I did, man? Was I moved everything. I copied everything to another drive, booted up my system, my new system, opened everything up in the new Pro Tools, and then immediately saved it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Didn't matter if it wasn't routed right or anything like that. I just immediately saved that file. Because you're right, that LE stuff was like, man, you were always like, you'd be at work just thinking, I hope to God that shit don't crash before I get home. Because I've had files just go corrupt, man. And it's like, and I baby my gear, so I know how that is. And, I don't remember, I remember with the '01, I never had a '02, but being locked into, I think I had 32 tracks and not a ton of processing. So you're doing a lot of bouncing, a lot of, like all that kind of stuff. And you got to know what you want, because once you commit, you're committed. You know what I mean? So that's very interesting. Very, very cool.
I think even you'll get a kick out of this. I don't hold me to this. I know we've done some night mode records where every song, it's all one session that's like an hour long. I
Wow.
think this record, it might be one session, and
Oh my
all the
God.
songs are just spaced out, and the session's 45 minutes long or whatever.
Man, I never do that because I always think like if I lose this file, you know what I mean?
Right.
I lose everything. I still have a '01 system that still boots up and works. If anybody's interested, it's on a G4. You know what I mean? I've got all of the Waves plugins loaded on it. It'll work. But I don't use it anymore. So I don't know. I don't even know if you can double up on a 001. I would imagine you can, right?
Oh man, I think so. I'm not sure, but you might be
So
able
as
to.
long as you have, I would think if you have two PCI slots, you would be able to at
Yeah.
least. But if nothing else, you could sync them over MIDI timecode and have them operate like two separate tape machines. That would double your tracks, is what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Is what I was thinking. But man, that's pretty cool.
That maybe I'll bring my '01 hardware over sometime. We'll try it just to see if we can pull it off.
Okay. Oh man, I'll hand you that '01 if you want.
No. I'm gonna hand you mine. That's the
I hear
direction
you.
this is moving.
Oh, I got you. No doubt.
All right. Well, closing thoughts on Dark Satellites. May you live in interesting times. Nate.
Oh, is that the name of the record?
Oh, Royce, I'm gonna throw to you. Closing thoughts?
Is that the name of the record?
Yeah, like the Chinese proverb or curse, depending on your interpretation. May
Okay.
you live in interesting
Pretty
times.
slick. Huh. No, I don't have any closing thoughts. I really enjoyed it. I did.
Cool. Nate?
I other than it was really fun to listen to. Um, I still would like to talk to him about how he mixed some of it and maybe how he recorded some of what he did. But yeah, it's cool, man, and just knowing that he did it all, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and hearing all those like noises come up out of the guitars.
Yeah.
I would love to hear how he did that. You know what I mean? That's pretty interesting too.
Well, we'll see. I'll see if we can do a follow up or just get something written for the show notes or something, so that we can have a little bit better idea how some of the technical stuff went down. Because I'm really interested in that too, and you know, I just don't know necessarily. The garage is full of gear, so could have been anything in there pretty much.
That's what's up. Maybe we should do that going forward. Just always have some notes that the artist wants to even if they're on the show, just some stuff that like they can comment on as far as like some of the technicalities of what it was that they did, like even down to just the gear that they're using.
For sure.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, for sure. I dig it. Well, cool. Until next time, this has been the Listening Party. I'm Howie Howard, Royce Diamond, Nate Holt, Australia's Music. We'll put the socials on the screen or in the notes for the podcast. And we'll see everybody next time.
Peace.